Hello, guys. Welcome back to our channel. We're so excited to have you again. The campaign to regulate social media has now left the north, and the next place they are hitting it's the southeast, where they are coming in the guise of getting details about unemployed people and all of that. But the main thing is to discuss the issue of social media regulation and how they can get the support of the southeastern leaders to regulate social media, because from all indication the northerners have already give in. If you are listening to the news more often, you will realize that unanimously in the north, virtually all the governors have accepted the fact that what resulted to EndSARS protest is actually the activities on the social media. So right now, they've secured the support of the northerners. So they are now looking, down the side, the southeast, to see how they can also get the support of the southeasterner leaders. But, shockingly, this is not the right way to go. I tell you the whole truth, because if they keep pushing this thing just like Wike had rightly said at one time, Nigeria is sitting on a cake of gunpowder. And any time from now, if we do not manage this country well, there's going to be another phase which we will regret some of the decisions that we had made. Reasonability right now is overly important. But before I go on to discuss all of this, let's look at the news, how the federal government are seeking via the office of Lai Mohammed, trying to seek the support of the southeastern leaders on regulation of social media. And according to the news, the federal government on Saturday solicited the support of Southeast governors and leaders in the zone on social media regulation to check fake news and misinformation of Nigerians. The Minister of Information and Culture, Mr. Lai Mohammed, made the appeal while speaking at a presidential delegation interaction with Southeast governors and other leaders of the zone in Enugu. Lai Mohammed said that the EndSARS protests and agitation that turned violent and destructive in the country were brought about by fake news emanating from the negative use of the social media. According to him, the purported massacre leading to the EndSARS protests only happened in the social media. He said some Nigerians were misled by fake news on social media, which turned out as hatred for the police as well as public and private property. It is time we must regulate the social media. Regulation in the term does not mean stopping or gagging the social media, but making its users more responsible. It is in ensuring that the social media and its content are used for positive deeds and to promote peace and oneness of the country, he said. According to him, making social media more responsible would check the sad experience of what a hate speech emanating from a fake news did to Rwanda when over 800,000 people were massacred. The minister also enumerated various social intervention programs targeted at youth to engage them and create financial opportunities to them and other Nigerians. He cited the initiative to include the 75 billion naira Youth Intervention Fund, the 75 billion MSME Fund, Empower Scheme, Artisan Financial Credit Scheme, Trader Money, and Farm Money. He said that no administration in the history of the country had put in place lots of intervention programs to cushion poverty and create employment as the current one. Earlier, the leader of the presidential delegation, Professor Ibrahim Gambari, said that the delegation wanted to interact with leaders of the zone sincerely to understand the need of the zone, as well as assure them the unflinching support of the federal government. Gambari, who is the chief of staff to President Muhammadu Buhari, said that the delegation needs more information on the unemployment level and its socio-economic consequences on the people. The issue of insecurity in all forms within the zone will be sorted out as no nation or people progress in the atmosphere of massive destruction of both public and private property. Our diversity is our strength as a nation, and we want to hear from all zones. Also speaking, the Inspector General of Police, Mr. Muhammad Adamu, decried the number of police personnel killed as well as the massive level of destruction of public police station and operational vehicle during the hijacked EndSARS protests across the country. Adamu, however, urged leaders of the zone to speak out against wanton destruction, as well as henceforth discourage youth from destroying what was built with public money. The policy and the police and its amenities are put in place to serve the people. We cannot perform optimally if we do not get the support and backing of the civil populace, especially the leaders here, he said. Others in the presidential delegation include Dr. Chris Ngigi, Minister of Labor and Productivity, Mr. Geoffrey Onyema, Minister of Foreign Affairs, and Dr. Uchenna Oga, Minister of State for Trade and Investment. All right, now let's look at this critically, talking about regulation of social media and everybody pointing fingers at the EndSARS protest, that it's the real reason that EndSARS was actually caused by what we see on social media, and that social media has been used negatively. But let's try to be so real. First of all, what triggered EndSARS? Let's look at it. Lai Mohammed said this and that and that. But the question is, what brought about EndSARS? Number one, the people were brutalized. How do I know this? We have seen pictures on the social media pointing to this direction. Apart from that, judicial panel of inquiry has been set up in Lagos and in Abuja and other states. We have started seeing people come out. Some of them are maimed, to show you that truly SARS were doing horrible job. People were passing through police brutality. We saw people who were maimed. Some are not even alive to tell the stories. They were not guilty. Their families now are the ones telling the story. Some have lost their spinal cord. A lot of horrific things. A woman came out to attest to the fact that she was beaten blue-black till she lost her pregnancy. What are you now saying that it was actually fake news that triggered that? These things were happening. Nigerians came on board one after the other, reporting these cases. Court cases were there to prove to you that these things actually happened. Nobody said anything. Everybody just felt that what was happening was very normal. Guess what? It never came to you, so you don't feel the pains. Someone told me one day, I don't give because I have so much, but I give because I know what it feels like not to have. Now, you don't understand it because you've never been brutalized. You've never seen your rights stripped from you. Nigerians now went into the street. But you're talking about that social media is the one that had caused all of these things. When they went into the street, by provision of the Constitution, protesters are meant, peaceful protesters are meant to be protected by the military. They went in for a few days, and the next thing that I want us to analyze this very well. The next thing that we saw was hoodlums. Did they go after breaking down properties, public properties or private properties? Of course, no. They came to attack the protesters. That is what they did. Now, if the security agency were on top of their job, they would have stopped those guys who were coming in with marching with all kinds of things to fight peaceful protesters. Their duty was to ensure that they stop it. But they came and had a field day, pursued the protesters. Some of them they injured. After a while, the protesters had to stand by since they didn't have any support from anywhere to fight back. When they did that, the hoodlums now realized that we are not being stopped. Our hooliganism is not being stopped by the police and other security agencies. Okay, let's try to exercise hooliganism in public properties. Let's see how much we can loot. After all, they've taken everything from us, and the next thing, they went destroying public properties. And in the process of destroying that public property, they came to realize that palliatives that we have been hearing, that it has been shared to all the states from the federal level, were hidden in some places. Now, you don't understand, you are not hungry, so you may not understand the reaction of the people. You have a paid salary. Look at, like, for example, Lai Mohammed. Can we just review his 2020 budget and see what the Senate said about him? That in just 2020, some good millions were spent on local travel. And they asked him a simple question. About 90 billion or so, or 45 million was spent on local travel. And they asked him a simple question. Oga, we were on lockdown. How did you expend this money traveling to and fro in Nigeria? Because as much as we know, the wave of coronavirus was so strong. Nobody traveled. How did you spend it? 90 billion. You enjoyed it, you spent it, you were still being paid salary. Guess what? There are people who have not been paid salaries for months. There are people who don't even know how they are going to survive the next day. Go down the street and see people picking things from dustbin. On one occasion, I saw 3 boys. They just approached a rich man and said, "Sir, please give us money. We are hungry before we will die." You just feel that those things don't exist because you have not gone through it. And you are now talking about gagging social media. Oh, let's regulate social media. Nothing is causing. Social media has been in place before this government came on board. Instead of the government looking at the governors and saying, why did you people have to hide this thing from us? Why didn't you share this palliative? Nobody is blaming politicians. After all, they have the right to do anything. The populists are just tools in our hands that we remote control and do with them the way we like. I feel that this decision and this campaign of regulating social media, that you are taking too far. For now, I will tell you, Lai Mohammed, that it is not important. Ideally, I would suggest that we see how we can heal the wounds of this youth, to play down on certain things that you know will infringe upon their fundamental human right. Anything that will tread upon their fundamental human right, stay off it right now. We can say that Nigeria is sitting on a cake of gunpowder. On the social media, you see what is going on. International organizations, they have seen this thing. People are talking. Yes, trader money and all of that. As I'm talking to you, Lai Mohammed, please, I want to ask you a question. Do you have an idea of how much rice is going for in the market? About 38,000 naira. Some places 35,000 naira. Now, there's a man who has a family of maybe 5 children and him and his wife. He has a job in the university, and the university has not paid for almost 7 months now. How are they surviving? How are the children surviving? Food, little food that they would have eaten. Rice is a staple food. All Nigerians enjoy it. 35,000 naira. How do you think that man will feel? Be empathic enough to put yourself in the shoes of these people. Empathy is one of the key qualities of leadership. I tell you the truth. You can't begin to beat your children just because they stole your food when you have not given them food to eat. You're talking about artisans. We are going to be giving out loan of 30,000 naira. Bros, can I give you 30,000 naira to survive for just 2 days? Meet your needs for 2 days. You give, an artisan, for example, possibly she was into sewing. You give her money and said, use 30,000 naira to run your life. Is it machine that she will buy with 30,000? Don't you know that they are most vulnerable people economic-wise? Check out the economic strength of Nigerians. You realize that some people are most vulnerable, such that even if you give them money today and said, go and start up business, already there are long list of debts that they have to pay. There are long list of a lot of things that they need to meet up with. So the money seems not to be making any sense. Apart from that, how about the bureaucracy of every government before you get the money? Is it by just saying, I don't have money, and the next thing you hear, back up on your account? So much bureaucracy. And now you're talking about social media is doing this. Please, I beg you in the name of God, for this country to still be alive, let's forget about certain things that would trigger the anger of youth, because we still want this country to be alive. Look at now, those people who were part of the judicial panel. What has happened to them? Some of them are already, their own accounts have been freeze, PND, post no debit. Now, how would they survive? What's the essence of it? Sure, you said we've heard your needs and we are going to meet up with your needs. We know that you are angry and all of that, but backyard, you are punishing those who were part of the protest. In other words, you're trying to tell them that they don't even have the right to speak up. My brother, time has come that you've got to forgive and forget whatever they did that pains you so much, that have trodden on your own dignity and self-pride. Forget about it. Let's fix this country. 2023 will come. We still have more years ahead of us. You may travel out of the country. These boys, they don't know I'm very rich. You travel out of the country. Possibly they do anything funny to your house. Later on, you come around and you fix it. But I tell you the whole truth, that if you have the heart of God and you are empathic enough, you will know that millions of Nigeria do not have any other home apart from Nigeria. As much as we can prevent issues, whatever about social media that you are so interested in, let go of it and see how you can improve the economy. Open the borders. Let food start coming in. Let the people start enjoying themselves. And you will see that they will celebrate this government at the end of the day. A word is enough for the wise. That's just my candid advice. Let's leave it there. Go to our comment section and tell us your own. What do you think about this tape by Lai Mohammed to lobby even the Southeastern leaders to be a